Welcome back to the Lean and Mean Academy. And today we got a really special guest here, my good friend Mike Vadan from All About Pressure Washing. What is up, Mike? How are you?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me on.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. You know, you're kind of the Jedi when it comes to these off the truck systems that you got going on over there. And, you know, one of the things you and I were talking about this week is the ability to scale a business, but scale it to where you're not having a ton of involvement, right? I know a lot of guys get stuck in that midpoint where they're doing all the work or they're doing all the estimating, they're running themselves ragged. And, you know, we were like, hey, man, let's do a video. The video today is titled 3 Reasons Your Pressure Washing Business Will Never Scale. So, Mike, let's jump into this. What is the first reason that they're not going to scale in their business?
I think that the first reason that you're not going to scale is you're not marketing effectively, right? You don't have a good online presence. You haven't focused the energy and the time needed on the marketing aspect to generate that customer base that's going to allow you the opportunity to scale. So I think that's, you know, the marketing side of it, in my opinion, is the most important. Without that foundation, nothing else is going to evolve or grow from there.
Okay, so what do you think some of the mistakes that these guys make with marketing, right? What are they doing to where it's probably too much involvement on their end, or you know, somebody they can't rely on? You know what I mean? They're not getting enough eyeballs on the product or the offer.
Yeah, exactly right. I think what happens all too often is someone will go out, they decide they're going to start a business, they go and buy a pressure washer, they go buy the hose, you know, they buy all the stuff that they need. And then they're waiting. And what they should have done is the marketing side first, the sales side first, understanding your market and how to go about targeting, you know, the customers that you're trying to go after. And so I think what happens is people, they don't have an online presence. They don't, you know, it's 2021. Google is a verb, right? It's not just a website, it's a verb. You Google it. If you can't be Googled, you can't be found. People aren't going to look for you elsewhere. So that's one of the first things. And, you know, you got to have a GMB, you got to have an online presence, you got to have a website. I think that people, they're skimping, they're trying to save money, and you're actually hurting yourself, and you're losing money, you're leaving money on the table because you haven't built that foundation for a strong business that can scale.
As we always say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
That's exactly right.
The second best time is today.
Yeah,
that's what guys do when it comes to, like, you're talking about websites, and I know I harp on it forever, but the great thing is that guys are getting results with me beating this dead horse. So I'm not the only one anymore.
Right.
I used to be for about 6 months, and then guys started chiming in. But it's funny, they think they're saving money, like you're saying. They're like, well, I can't afford this monthly thing, or I can't. It's like, no, you can't afford not
right
to have this. I realize guys are starting out maybe like I was, that didn't have a lot of money. The first chance you get, planting that tree today, because a lot of times that web build out takes how long? Like 6 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. Now you're into June, July, right before it even gets to begin. And so I think you're exactly right. Guys are just marketing, you know, ineffectively, and trying to, what I call is that shoe leather marketing, where their marketing requires a lot of them moving their feet.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're knocking on doors, and door knocking can work, but it does require a lot of your involvement, right?
And time is your most valuable asset, and you can't get it back. And so that's, you know, I've created my business based on time management, saving time, you know, making things that don't have to be monumental tasks, or that are typically are monumental tasks, into something that is very easy and implemented in a way in which it doesn't take time.
That's amazing, dude. And I know this is some of the stuff that you're going to be sharing in the Next Level course.
Yeah.
Those guys who are, you know, they're sitting at like 15K a month and they want to go to 50, right? Like, how do they get off the truck?
Right.
How do they peace out from the truck and become, you know, running the business instead of working in the business?
Right.
That's huge. So The second reason that your pressure washing business will never scale, we talked about not knowing your perfect customer. Mike, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Knowing and identifying your perfect customer is going to allow you to focus your marketing, your sales, and the way you even go about doing your business and running your business is knowing who your customer base is. Now, if you're at a level where you've got goals and you've set high standards, then the customer that you're going after isn't going to be a $125 house. It's going to be a $500 house. It's not going to be, a $50 driveway. It's going to be a $300 driveway. So knowing who your customer is, identifying that based on your needs, basically, right? Your business dictates who your perfect customer is. Your goals, your end game is what dictates who your perfect customer is. And, it's like if you're a car salesman, and you're working at a Mercedes dealership, you're not targeting the college kids. You're not targeting somebody that's making 40 grand a year. You're targeting someone that can afford what you're selling. And identifying your perfect customer, it's the same scenario with us. We have to identify where they live, what they do for a living, and go after that customer.
It's very unique, isn't it? Like when you find the right customer, the sales almost close themselves.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when you identify your perfect customer, you need to know what they want. You need to know what they need. You want to know how they do business. And, we talked about Google. You and I have talked about Amazon, and like, that's the apex of customer service in our world today. It's like instant gratification. People, that's the expectation for everything. Right. And it goes back to the marketing. If someone Googles you and, maybe hopefully you're popping up near the top and they call you and you don't answer or you're not responsive, they're going to the next people because they want it done. They want it now. And this goes back to your customers and how you basically create that customer based, that customer service based environment in which your business lives, because the customer ultimately is always right. Your perfect customer is going to always be right. And so by, creating your business around their needs and their wants and how they're going to do business, it's just going to be a perfect fit. And like you said, it's going to close, these sales are going to close themselves.
Absolutely. I think it's like I treat it like one of those tuna fishing nets, right? Where all the little fish can pass through.
Right.
With the big fish, they can't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Net, right. Those are your perfect customers. Let all the little fish, man, a lot of the guys in Nashville know this, but it's like I'll send them some of these jobs. And look, if I'm sending you stuff, it's because I don't want to do it. Right?
That's right.
I've evaluated that customer. I know probably the potential of that, and I'm looking for a bigger fish.
Right.
But being generous at the same time. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But here's, so you got to find those perfect customers who are willing to pay your price.
Right. And the important thing then is creating your business, right? Building your business to service that customer base.
Absolutely. You were telling me something about your lawn care business where if they won't do the monthly deal,
yeah, you
just don't work with them.
No, we don't mess with it. If someone calls and they're like, hey, I need, I'm going out of town for a couple of weeks. Can you cut my yard? Nope. Can you come? My guys, my mower's broken. Can you come? Nope. Because we have two programs. We've got a basic and we've got an all-inclusive. And you can choose either one of those, but it's a 12-month contract. You're going to be billed monthly, the same amount every month, all year long. And if you don't want to be part of that package, you're not my customer. And what that does is it basically automates the entire system. So where the management is almost non-existent. I've got crews in place that are out there with a schedule. They know every single day what yards they're going to do, which is also, part of that is the customer's expectation. When I started the landscape business, I went and I asked people what was their biggest issue with their current landscape, and it was consistency. If you go back to YouTube, my channel like 12 years ago, you'll see these beautifully done commercials for my landscape business, and we were focusing 100% on consistency. We're going to be there when we say we're going to be there, week after week. And by having, the automation in place, by having these specific parameters that, as far as what customers can choose from, it's going to be very consistent, barring, unforeseen for, like weather or something like that. They know that on Tuesday, probably around 10 a.m., my crew's going to show up, they're going to do their thing, and then they're going to get out of there. And they're going to get an invoice on the 28th of each month. So it's just a beautiful, smooth thing. And that automation, that time savings, like I don't deal with it at all, right? Like everything is just, and it's because I put the foundation in place to increase, or decrease the time spent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So not knowing your perfect customer and how to engage them, what they want, like you said, a lot of guys are out there, they're messing with the small fish, and small fish aren't always bad, but they better pay quick. I don't want a small fish that pays me right when I finish that job, right?
Yeah.
So we just want the quality customers, not necessarily always the $30,000 jobs or whatever.
Yep.
But the third one that we talked about is the failure to adapt to 2021 technology, marketing strategies, systems that you've implemented to take you off the truck. So talk to me about failure to adapt.
I watch some YouTube stuff, and I've been around and I see how other companies operate, and it's all well and good, like a one-man operator, lean and mean, right? You can do it all. But I think what is elusive to so many people that are out there grinding every single day is the availability of technology that will allow you to minimize so many of the tasks that you're doing on a daily basis that will save you so much time. And whether it's you want to get off the truck or you want to expand your business, you want to scale your business, you want to grow that business, these techniques and the technology that I use is something that I think just people aren't doing. They're not implementing. They don't know about it. And not a lot of people do know about it, right? I mean, maybe certain aspects of it, but if you take the technology that's available, the software, the methods, the systems, the sequences that we use in a lot of our communication, you're going to shrink the amount of time spent on so many things that you're going to be able to focus on growth. You're going to be able to focus on hiring. You're going to be focused, being able to focus on all kinds of things that typically you're not, because you're working 8-9 hours a day. Then you're going home and you're doing the estimating, you're doing the invoicing, you're doing all the office work, right? Those are $10, those are $12 an hour tasks, right? You need to be focused on the $100, the $200 an hour tasks, right? Maybe, and I say that $10 to $12 an hour, I'm talking because that's an administrative assistant, right? That's somebody, but maybe you're not ready for that, or you implement the technology to do that for you. Right. And I think that's where people fail to adapt to, 2021 and what's available to us.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, that's also going to be in the next level course on
that is
pieces that you've put together and how they work together as a seamless system.
Yeah, that is the course in a nutshell. It's basically taking my 20 years of experience, all my failures, all of my mess ups, consolidating it into a easily digestible little morsel. Taking the learning curve completely out of, so these guys, the learning curve is going to be just obliterated, because I'm going to show you everything that you need to do in order to, get off the truck and basically implement these strategies, methods, software systems, all of those things to just, elevate that business to where it'll blow your mind.
I love that. Well, Mike, dude, thank you for joining us here on the call today. Now, listen,
man.
I want everybody watching this right now, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button for me, baby, if you're loving the content. And let's take a little tip from our boy Justin over at Forever Self-Employed. Mike, we're going to have a word of the day that everybody needs to comment below if you watch this far in the video. Mike, what is the word of the day? Automation. Hey, if you're still with us, go ahead and comment automation below in the comments. And I will hashtag you a lean All right.
Nice.
We'll see you guys in the next video. What is up, guys? Okay, so now it is no secret into 2021 that the Local Domination pressure washing blueprint 0 to 7K has gotten hundreds of guys started in their pressure washing business around the globe. From Australia to Denmark to South Africa to Ireland to the UK to Canada to the US, all over the US. It is really awesome to see the success stories coming out of this information and helping guys launch their pressure washing business. Justin and I got together and we found a Local Domination graduate, Mr. Glenn Jernigan, head of Midtown Pressure Washing, and we decided to catch up with him just to see how his business has taken off since he got the course. Take a look right here.
What's going on, Justin? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm happy to have you on, kind of tell your story a little bit. How did the course kind of help facilitate the launching of your business?
Like I said, I'd done a couple of jobs and everything, so like I had the basis down, which you also cover in the course, but I just wanted to get up to that next level. That's what I was really looking at, was like, okay, marketing strategies. Like, I'm trying any and everything right now.
Tell us a little bit about how you've been able to make about $3,000 in the past couple days of washing.
Yeah, man. We started doing offering graffiti removal as one of our services. We also do rust, calcite. Like, I'm telling you, after I did that, after I did that part of the course, I immediately messaged Aaron. It was like, hey, where are you buying your stuff from? Because there's not anything like that in my city.
What is a piece of advice that you would give to someone who's just getting started or they're looking to achieve similar results that you've been able to achieve?
You know, what I did was I started watching all the YouTube videos. I mean, there's like 7 guys that I subscribe to that I follow on, you know, and for different reasons, for marketing reasons, for technical reasons, for plumbing and electrical reasons, like everything. So I learned as much as I could. Don't drag your feet.
There's a link somewhere in the description above or below. Click that link, jump into the course today. And we also can't wait to hear your testimonial about how your business has launched since you got this information on the Local Domination course. See you guys soon.